Hello, everyone. Welcome to another DCU Daily. Well, oh, so curious, DCU Daily. I don't know. Considering we have so much to talk about today, it might as well be an oh so curious show because Dan has given us lots to talk about. This is probably going to be a 5-hour live stream, but we'll try to be quick with certain things, especially quick hits, of course. But we have tons more to talk about. We have to talk about some, breaking news in regards to some celebrity deaths. We do have to get through that. But we're going to obviously be talking about more Colbert Late Show stuff. We do have a bit of movie talk madness for you today in regards to Ari Aster's newest film, Disappointment or Memorable. We'll see. Then we have our quick hits, of course. We're going to be talking about a lot of Fantastic Four stuff because the review embargo dropped. Good, bad, who knows? We'll get into it. And then Kevin Feige apparently had a huge tell-all in regard to this huge, I think it was a Variety article where he was like, I'm laying down all the information in regards to Marvel's past, present, and future. And it's a huge thing, so we're going to be getting into that. And then, of course, we're going to be getting into DCU Daily. So let's start the show. We have so much to do. So let's be enough and get into the show.
It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always number two.
All right, mister, I need to paint my abs on to get nominated. You don't see Robert Downey doing that.
You're kidding. You're kidding. I can't open the envelope without the...
Warner Brothers is heading back into the Matrix with a new movie in the works.
Wonder what other surprises are in store.
I want to be Bruce Wayne. I like that. You're gonna love me.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see Corbin.
Right there.
You look ridiculous.
Well, not no more, he don't.
What, dude? I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
What the
Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. Wow.
Hello. Welcome to the show, everybody. Just a lot of stuff. We are going to be talking about all the things, but hello to all the wonderful new people. I'm John. Nice to see all of you. And old and new. Don't worry, with everyone in between. What a super regular old, super new, whatever it is. We're going to be welcome. And we're going to be getting to the news. But I do have a co-host to introduce. We have Liz in the chat. Liz is back. Oh my God, everybody. So exciting. How are you doing today, Liz?
I'm well, thank you. I'm well. I'm overwhelmed. We're gonna get into that later, but I did see a movie today we're gonna talk about. So hey everybody, happy to see everyone. Sorry I can only be here so sporadically, but
yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder. So
apparently I have something in my beard. Apologies, but
there you are.
Yeah, it was ice cream. I'm in honor of Stephen Colbert. I am eating my Americone dream. I had a whole nother job to be doing. I had 2 jobs today, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna relax with some ice cream. It's probably gonna be melted by the time we're done, but
I've got my ice cream.
Who doesn't love some ice cream soup, guys? But let's get into some things. Again, we got to start off with something a little bit sadder, but we are going to address this with Liz here. But we did want to talk about Malcolm Jamal Warner a little bit mainly because a lot more actors and celebrities have been giving their thoughts on his unfortunate passing. A lot of people are like Tracy Ellis Ross. You were like, he was, they were all saying like how much of a kind soul he was, how he was this really good actor, really good friend, brighter spot in the world, very nice to see. And then of course Angela Bassett.
Yeah, everyone, can you get this one off the screen? Because this one pisses me off. That I said that to my girlfriends. I was like, so help me, anybody quotes Bill Cosby. Like, let's just please.
Let's just his beautiful face. His beautiful face. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, the one consistent thing that everybody has said was that
The
he
wrong
was one
Cosby
of
Show member died.
well, that he was one of those people that always gave you your flowers. He always encouraged you. He always told you,
Right.
like he was one of those friends that supported you till the end. And any project that you were a part of, he checked out and he made it known, that he saw it, that he appreciated the work that they had done. He's just this one's a particularly hard one for me. I grew up with the Cosby Show. That was my whole life. I have all 8 seasons on DVD, and it's people have The Office, people have Friends. The Cosby Show for me was my comfort show. I'm gonna get emotional, and we're gonna keep it rolling. That's fine. But I know for African American culture, this is huge. Theo, a lot of young men saw themselves in Theo, and Theo set the example for them. But also for white America too, for a lot of households, Theo Huxtable was the first black friend, that we had, that the first black person that we saw, and that wasn't depicted as a criminal, or as a drug dealer, or you know what I mean. So this
Mm.
is he meant a lot to way more people than I think he'll ever know. And it's really hard because this came out of nowhere, obviously. And 54 is not a whole lot of time. So I just
Yeah.
this was a hard it's been a hard week already, you guys, and it's only Tuesday. It's been a
Yeah.
hard week.
It's,
So
it's, I mean, enterprising saying, the thing is, I mean, I'm sure the thing is, I don't know a lot about him. I hate to like be the, asshole in the conversation. But I never watched the Cosby Show. I never watched like
yeah.
Theo
Well,
or
again,
this guy.
different
Like,
generation, so I
yeah,
get
no,
that.
it's different generation. No, sorry, Steven Ortega. I never watched him. I'm sure I caught him in like an episode of a different show I watched. I'm sure
Yeah.
there was something I watched of him, but it's
Yeah.
just sad to see. It's like it just goes to show how just life is just so fucking unfair
Yeah.
when someone who is clearly a very kind soul dies at such a young age, yet his co-star is one of the most reprehensible, horrible creatures that mankind has ever produced,
Yeah.
and yet
And
he's
just
still kicking
tainted
and not
everything.
in prison.
Yeah,
So
just
it's
and just tainted that legacy for everyone. All the actors on that show are brilliant and wonderful,
yeah, of course
and
they
unfortunately have kind of none of them have been in the spotlight, but that's because they were so intensely in the spotlight at that time.
right.
But Malcolm was a multifaceted talent. He won a Grammy. He's been nominated for multiple awards. He's for being as a musician, for being a poet, for being a writer. But he was still acting. He starred in The Resident.
Yeah,
He's been in
that
a
was the
couple
other
of
one he
things.
did
Yeah.
recently.
So I would encourage you, John, Bill Cosby's bullshit aside, check out The Cosby Show. It was something special. It really was. And it breaks my heart that it was tainted by this horrible, horrible human being. But yeah, it's just
Yeah,
unfortunately, both nights that I've woken up this week have been to really bad news.
yeah,
So it's having a hard time. It's to say the least. So, but again, 54 is just
yeah.
too
It's
young. It's way too young. It's a
um,
real shame.
but if we're talking about people that lived longer than what we who we
Yeah.
thought was going to live, that unfortunately,
Yeah.
that the the King of Darkness himself, the
Yeah.
nickname that was coined after the final concert of Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne, has passed on. Which, as a huge fan of his music, as someone who likes the metal subgenre of music, as someone who somehow, despite like going hell and back again in terms of substance abuse, um, this one I would say hurts me personally more because I listen to his music all the time. what he went through, the fact that this dude lived to 76 is honestly a
Even yeah,
miracle. That like this dude fried his
yeah.
brain
Given
beyond
everything he's
belief.
done, yeah. He snorted ants for Christ's sake, like
He
like
bit heads off bats.
yeah.
Well, the one bat, but
And a
it was
chicken.
still
Yeah.
but it's you know, um they didn't like the family. He was surrounded by loved ones, which was nice to see.
Yeah.
Um
I mean,
so
this
I
is
mean, they didn't
yeah.
reveal a cause of death as it says here, but considering he was battling Parkinson's for the
Yeah.
last 6 years of his life, it
Yeah.
seems like something associated with that, or um something with that
Yeah, I would
is
imagine it was complications to Parkinson's,
yes.
for sure. But I mean,
Um
I saw him at Ozfest in the early 2000s. I was obsessed with the Osbournes. I watched that show religiously and all the spin-off projects they had done. Um, but even 76, yes, it's an age that we might not have necessarily thought that he was going to reach, given all the
no.
stuff that he's done. But still, 76 is pretty early too.
Um
So it's a real shame, and
I
I'm
mean,
really happy that the concert is gonna be shown in theaters so that it can
yes.
raise even more money for charity and do even more good.
Yes.
It's not gonna
Cuz
be the
that was
concert in
I think
entirety, but,
that broke a
um,
record in terms like
of donations,
charity,
of charitable
of donation
contributions,
to
yeah.
charity, because I think it raised almost
Yes, it
$200 million.
was $190 million,
Yep.
and again, it's going to the impact is gonna be even larger. Unfortunately, now because he has passed, but in a positive way, now even more people
That
are
is
gonna be
true.
going to the theaters and even more money will be raised. So
Yes.
at least again, he was already gonna leave a lasting legacy, but like this is tenfold. This is bigger than
Yeah.
he ever thought it would be. So,
And you
you
could
know, he's
and
gonna
it
be
was
missed.
so like it you cuz you could tell that it was as a friend of mine said, like his body and mind might have failed him, but God knows his voice didn't. 'Cause even during the final concert where he just couldn't fucking move,
Yep.
and um but he's still that fucking voice. That voice never left us. It never will
Yeah.
leave us. But like you can tell that he was a man that in deep inside his own heart, he's like, I wanna, because like he was like trying to like get out of his chair, not in like a pathetic, sad kind of way, but in a like I want to do the things I always can, but I
Yeah.
can't,
Yeah.
and it sucks. And but no matter how long he lived, he always had the voice. Like even though he was barely comprehensible during a normal conversation, when he was singing, he was flying. And you
Yeah.
know what? That is, you know, something. Young Blood, he gave a very touching tribute
I love
that
him.
I saw. And the legacy of Ozzy will definitely live in him. Like
Yeah.
his cover of Changes was definitely the highlight of that concert, because that I didn't even know who this guy was before this concert, and it was just like, wow.
Oh, I love him,
That
and they've had a very close relationship. He definitely credits Ozzy for his success. They've always been supportive of him since he came out on the scene. They had a lot in common. There's an interview that he does with Sharon and Kelly where they're basically like, "Oh, this is what Dad does when he's home," and Youngblood, also known as Dom, he's like, "Yeah, I do too." And then they were like, "Oh, and he loves this kind of artwork and blah blah blah." And he's like, "Yep, yeah, I do too." And oh, and Dad's obsessed with historical docu-series, and he's like, "Yep, that's all I watch when I'm on tour." And so it's really interesting. He's kind of, I don't want to say that, I don't want to put that on him and say he's the second coming of Ozzy, but the fact that the family sees so many similarities between them
yeah.
and have so much love for him and
Let's just
already
hope he
have started
avoids
to build
the
him up.
drug
Right.
addiction
The
part.
bad stuff, right. And I think he will. It's different generation. But yeah, I mean, I was gonna see the concert in the theater anyway, but I'm looking forward to it even more now, knowing again
I mean,
how much
me,
more this is going to do for the charities. It's
right,
just
dude, and a couple other of my friends did watch the concert together. It was a
Yep.
highlight. If only the sound design was better, guys. But like outside of
well
that, it was
again
excellent.
I think it'll be better for the concert itself. I'm sure they've adjusted it for the theaters, but it's just, again, it's been 2 straight days of some
And
serious
they do say
serious
that it is the rule of 3,
I
so we're
know.
probably
I
gonna
know.
fucking get another death
I know.
soon enough. So let's just not think about that.
Yeah. And again,
Um,
for me, I've been working night shift this week, so I've been woken up to to the news each day, and
yeah,
not a fun way to start your night. But again, they're here. They've clearly they've left an impact for a reason, so we can only just continue to honor them moving forward.
yes. Even I will say it was nice to see that even James Gunn himself gave a little bit of a tribute to um Ozzy, so that's nice to see. But one last sad story, and then we can get into the crazy shit. But Robin Williams' son shared a
Ugh.
very heartfelt tribute to his father. Just kind of talking about, because I think it was his birthday or the anniversary of his death recently. Just kind of talking about him, how talking about grief in regards to his father, and obviously you guys can read it on screen, and just like, again, another kind soul that didn't deserve the disease he got,
Yeah.
and who didn't deserve what happened to him. But life is a fucking cruel mistress, and it hates the good. So that would have been, yeah, it sucks, but
Yeah. Well, as Stephen Colbert likes to say, things like this just make you appreciate life that much more. So if
yeah,
anything, you can take that away from this, even though, grief still sucks. It's still it's terrible to lose somebody. It's terrible. It's always hard to mourn the people that you miss, but again, it makes you so appreciative of what we've got. So
yeah.
oh boy. Yeah.
All right, so let's kind of turn the tables a bit from the
Reset.
crying and the
Reset.
sadness to batshit insanity, because we have movie talk madness.
Oh boy. Okay.
And we are going to be talking about Ari
Give me a
Aster's
minute.
newest cringe factor, insanity, greatness. I don't know, but Liz, why don't you take it away? Because you saw this, I
I
didn't.
did.
So
I
why don't
just saw it.
you
I
talk
just
about
saw it. And
Addington?
I have to say, so I literally just saw it. I literally just came from the theater. I have to say I'm still trying to process my thoughts. I haven't felt this way about a film since I saw Civil War with Kirsten Dunst. It's an extreme snapshot of America during a time when we have a lot going on now, but it takes place during the height of COVID. It takes place during the height of the Black Lives Matter movement. And every character in this film starts off with good intentions, stemming mostly from their own personal fears. And unfortunately, they let propaganda, they let YouTube, they let the alarmists kind of influence their actions moving forward, and insanity ensues. I mean, quite frankly, I watched it and I was like, yeah, this is exactly what everyone throughout the rest of the world thinks of when they think of America. It was every form of extremist on both sides, and it was intense. I mean, quite literally, I said to John, I said I was uncomfortable throughout the entire film, because it made me feel like I was inside a YouTube like propaganda stream. So it's the two main players, as you see there, Pedro Pascal and Joaquin Phoenix. It's the mayor of a small town in Arizona and the sheriff. They both have opposing viewpoints. Again, during COVID, one is saying, hey, there's a mask mandate the governor has made, for the entire state. The other one is saying, hey, I'm asthmatic. I'm not comfortable wearing a mask. I don't think I should have to, as long as I remain 6 feet and I'm respectful of everybody. So we kind of just start off right there with opposing viewpoints. And then again, the different members of the town come in with their viewpoints and the different things that are going on in the rest of the world, kind of how it affects the way they interact with one another. It's a lot. It is a lot. And again, not necessarily realistic, certainly exaggerated, but like I said, I can't help but feel like people from Canada, people from the UK, people from Mexico are going to see this film and be like, yeah. So
Okay.
it's intense. And as far as a movie itself, I would rate it maybe a 7 out of 10. It's not one that I want to watch again, not because it wasn't a good film and it wasn't, made well. Again, it's just so intense that I just don't know that I want to go through it again. Again, much how I feel about Civil War, because it was a little too real for me. But it's wild. Again, if you have any interest at all, I would say check it out. But I could understand why maybe it's a little too much for folks. Yeah, PTSD. This movie. Yeah, kind of. Again, it's going to take you back to a very specific time in the world, and in particular in this country, and it's rough.
Okay. But yeah, so not for the faint of heart. If you're interested, go watch it. If you're not, then don't. But yeah,
I know some people said that the pacing was a little wild for them. For me, it kept it moving. I think it was just kind of a surprise, like how extreme the characters end up getting, because it's one of those like, oh, how did we get here? But you know how we got here. It's through ingesting YouTube and
right.
alarmist propaganda every single day, all day long. So it's kind of like a warning for folks, like, hey, maybe get off the internet a couple of hours a day, or you're going to turn into this.
Come on.
At the end, but actually, at the end of the day, what the story really is no matter what's going on in the world, no matter how you feel personally, no matter what you choose to involve yourself in or stay away from, corporate America will always win out. That's pretty much exactly what the summary of the film is. Like, it's like, let's turn against one another and ignore the fact that the rich are just going to continue to get richer. That's basically what it's about.
Yeah, it sounds about right. But moving on from Eddington, we're going back into the news. And this time it is about, going back to reality checks. Stephen Colbert, again, supporting him with my eating of ice cream. But yeah, so recently, after it's pretty much just, like nobody's believing CBS. I mean, we did in the beginning, but then once more shit started to come out, we were like, yeah, no, this is 100% a political move. And Stephen Colbert tells Taco to go fuck himself because he's, censoring free speech, even though like he was initially all about that Constitution, but now it seems like he's not. So
he's never read it, please.
But yeah, pretty much. Also, I'm probably gonna watch it. I don't know if I'm going to a theater to watch it, but I will watch it.
And I will say, just for folks who might be curious, none of the proceeds of that Ben and Jerry's ice cream goes to Steven. It actually goes to charity. So you're doing a good thing by not only supporting our dude, but also helping out a charity. So more awesome charity news. But yeah, no, it's all bullshit. And I the moment I heard this story, I went on my socials and I was like, I hope that Steven goes ham on this administration for the rest of his show. And thankfully, so far, it's looking like that's exactly what he's doing. So do it, Steven. Go nuclear, go ballistic, go bananas. and just rip into them because it's what they deserve.
Yeah. So essentially, what your boy is doing in his first monologue since announcing that his show would be ending, Stephen Colbert had a short response to Taco after the douchebag celebrated the cancellation of a show. Go fuck yourself. So gotta love it. Gotta
And I
love
would
it.
tend to agree.
But apparently, I mean, after all this happened, apparently all the late night guys, all of them being friends, they came in to support him in addition to others like Adam Sandler, Anderson Cooper, Jon Stewart, Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, John Oliver, and Andy Cohen were among those who made surprise appearances on Monday's episode after CBS announced that the late night show would be ending in May of next year. So showing their support, as well as Steve Colbert recreating the Coldplay Kiss Simpson. Because I mean, you just had to. You just had to. So
And yeah. And then just Movie Spud made a point that he already does have a podcast, but he also did a podcast with Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Oh my God, John Oliver, Seth Meyers, and Jimmy Fallon called Strike Force 5.
Yeah. Yes.
During the writer's strike. So go back
Yeah.
and listen to those episodes. There's one episode where I literally cried. They're so funny. So yeah, they're all really good friends. They're all going to support one another. And if anything, maybe it'll prompt them all to do another project like the Strike Force 5 because it's brilliant. So you can support him in many other ways right now while we're dealing with this. But he's not going anywhere. He'll find another avenue for sure.
As you mentioned, Jon Stewart also gave a very colorful language speech in regards to the Mr. Taco. Daily Show host breaks his silence on his friend and former colleagues, The Late Show, getting axed and leads his audience in a "go fuck yourself" chant against companies bending the knee to this lovely man that everybody loves. So he didn't hold back. Par for the course with Jon Stewart. Slamming CBS for canceling late night with Stephen Colbert. I'm not giving in. I'm not going anywhere. Practicing your free speech until it's taken away. Fucking do it. You just with a choir. Yep.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you can see it in the background right there. But yeah, good stuff. But we love supporting this, even though I'm not a big Stephen Colbert. I hate the douchebag more than Stephen Colbert, so it's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend, I guess, in a way. So it's like, sure, why not? Not a huge Colbert fan, but clearly, in terms of who's worse, we know which one is worse. So yeah, Jon Stewart's awesome. To be fair, I always loved Jon Stewart. Like, I didn't watch a ton of The Daily Show because it was on like too late when he was on like his initial run. So I never got really a chance to watch it, but I've seen a couple episodes and I've seen like clips of Jon Stewart. So it's like, like one of the best Green Lanterns shares his name with one of the best hosts.
So I do actually have a funny story. I went and saw a taping of The Daily Show when like maybe a year into John's run, and Stephen was still on that show, and he was also still filming Strangers with Candy. And when we were waiting outside in line to get into the studio, there was like a ruckus up front, and turns out someone had gone out to get Stephen's car washed and was just parking it in front of the studio when a drunk driver turned and drove right into it. So before we got into the studio, we got to see Stephen and some other cast members from Strangers with Candy and Jon Stewart on the sidewalk, trying to assess the situation and give statements to the cops. So that was very exciting times. But what a time to be alive, gang. But I just, again, he has a podcast now. He's got the show until May. He did the Strike Force 5 podcast. He's got all of these friends out there. There's talk that maybe he and Rachel Maddow might be doing something. So Stephen is going to march on despite Paramount slash CBS's pathetic kowtowing to the commander-in-chief. And oh well, but
here we are.
right. It's all right. We'll get over it. We'll get out of
Yep.
it.
But one final thing, one little tidbit, Jimmy Fallon giving a less than colorful swear
And
word
good for
speech,
him.
which is that's Jimmy Fallon's pretty PC, so
Yeah.
that makes sense. He's just like, I don't like what's going on one bit. Very, very Jimmy Fallon thing to say. I'm your host, at least for tonight. I don't like this one bit. These are crazy times. He noted that everyone was talking about the CBS decision and, commenting on it and whatnot. So, yeah, just a little quick mention in regards to other people weighing in on the situation that is going on with Stephen Colbert, which is unfortunate, but, that's how it is because life ain't fair.
Yeah.
But what is fair, what's really fair? The fairest of them all, the quick hits. And we're going to be getting into those quick hits with that Bossa Nova elevator. Let's turn that shit up. Let's go. There it is. All right, cool. We got some quick hits. Got some proper quick hits. We're going to be getting into, and there's a great quick hit that I can't wait to get into. But first things first, apparently Katie Holmes is a star in, write, and direct Happy Hour's film trilogy. Joshua Jackson, who is fresh off of the Karate Kid franchise right now, co-stars in Dawson's Creek Reunion. Since you look very excited, Liz, I assume you're excited about this.
I am, and this, if you actually read through the article, this has a pretty stacked cast, so I'm looking forward to it. It sounds really interesting. I love Joshua Jackson. I'll love him forever. He can do no wrong in my eyes, and it's cool to see Katie Holmes, kind of come back and do what she do. So I'll be interested to see how she does as a director.
Yeah. So, and a quick thing, Happy Hours is described as a story about two people navigating their relationship within challenges of careers, family, responsibilities, and the pursuit of love despite life's inevitable obstacles. It's a character-driven dramedy that explores the emotional journey of young loves who reconnect as adults with the connective threads of shared joys, loss, and hope. So, seems very interesting. I'm curious how it'll work as a trilogy of films. It kind of reminds me of the After trilogy by Richard Linklater. The Before trilogy. Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and then Before Midnight. That's
right. Yes. Ethan Hawke.
I don't know why I said after. Before,
okay.
After. It's fine. My mind is mush. It's okay. Sure. Shout out to the classic movie Go. I don't know what that is, but anyway, moving on.
Oh, I think I know what that is.
Speaking of happy things, a less than happy thing regarding another happy thing. Happy Face, canceled by Paramount Plus after one season. Did you ever watch this or no?
No. Dennis Quaid's nuts.
We are aware of this, but he is a mighty fine actor. And I've heard that this was a good show, so sorry. Next up, Superman stays on top at UK, Ireland box office as Smurfs, and I know what you did last summer, debut in top 5. Just fairly obvious considering, there was nothing else coming out that weekend and nobody was really clamoring to see Eddington. So, thoughts?
Yeah, not a surprise. I'll be seeing I Know What You Did Last Summer on Thursday. Give you guys my thoughts on that next week.
Oh, just gotta do something because I think we have something from a certain somebody. I don't know if they're in the chat right now, but we did get a meme. As famously the squirrel gets saved by Superman, but it's just in the Zack Snyder version that squirrel sacrifices himself for literally no reason because so funny meme. Anyway,
you guys.
Speaking of stupid streaming bullshit, Microsoft suddenly kills its movies and TV store on Xbox and Windows. So apparently you can still access the content that you own, which is a big surprise considering, the whole stop killing games narrative that's going on right now.
Yeah.
But you won't be able to buy new movies or TV shows because Microsoft is run by morons. But what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, yeah, it sounds like things are a little chaotic over there, but I agree with the Stop Ruining Games campaign. I've been reading a little bit about that. I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of people are just making really weird decisions out of, I don't know. It just seems like they're scrambling. So get your shit together. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Apparently Mortal Kombat 2 Red Band trailer is a knockout.
Yes. So good.
With record
so
107 million views. Thoughts on this?
It's so good. It's you guys. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. I love Mortal Kombat. I love the game. I had it on my Game Boy. I love all the iterations of the films. I don't care. I don't care. I'm so pumped for this. I'm so excited. I don't care.
Wait, are you gonna see I Know What You Did Last Summer?
I just said I'm seeing it on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
But I don't care. I can't wait for Mortal Kombat. I'm so excited.
I didn't see the first one. I heard it was terrible, so I'm just.
I love the first one. I loved it. I don't care. I loved it. But
I'll watch the original from the 90s.
I like bad movies that know they're bad movies. So I'm all in on this. I love it.
So, yeah. But next up, apparently South Park creators strike $1.5 billion global streaming deal with Paramount.
And this is why they had to cancel Colbert, because like they said, they cited money issues. Well, keep paying out people for making dumb decisions. That's what you get.
So the agreement resolves the dispute between the company and the creators, and it's worth $300 million per year over 5 years. So they're gonna stay on Paramount Plus. Good, I guess.
Fuck you, Paramount.
So yeah. Good for Trey Parker and Matt Stone, but
sure is
fuck Paramount, because they're assholes.
Yep.
But we're going into stuff that you know and I don't give a flying fuck about. But
yay!
Casual Twinkle
Honey, I don't know. Twinkle's
to host Prime Video and Bonage Asia's new talk show. Do you know what the fuck? I don't know what this is.
I know who Twinkle is. Twinkle's an author. She's also married to a very famous Bollywood actor. She's a famous Bollywood actress herself. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I think this is going to be really cool. So, yay, good for them.
Yeah, no clue who you are. I don't even know who you are. So, yeah, cool. Next Bollywood-related thing. Sayara breaks Indian box office records with strong debut opening.
Which is wild. That's wild. I mean, those you have to see the numbers that they put up. That's awesome. Good for them. Really excited. I hope I get to see it.
Then 15.2, 17.2, so that's pretty cool, I guess. Anyway.
Pretty wild.
But in a recent interview, Fahim Fazli, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, thanks James Gunn for finally casting him as a good guy in Superman as the Jaharpur village leader after only being cast as a terrorist for 35 years of his career. Obviously, you could go see the interview, but he was talking about how just to remain hopeful and all that. What are your thoughts on that?
I love it. I think this is wonderful, and he does. He has a really nice clip where he's being interviewed, and that's what he says. He goes, for all the things that I've been a part of, I've always played a terrorist. There's only been like one other role where I was a good guy, and it's really nice that James Gunn has kind of given me my moment, and it's the first time I've ever been in a project that's so wildly successful. So I just love all around, and Superman gang, it's just great. It's just so great. It continues to, this is the gift that keeps on giving.
But, and then for our final quick hit, we gotta give some love to one of the greatest actors who's ever lived, Willem motherfucking Dafoe. He celebrates 70 wonderful years on this planet.
Bless him.
And just absolutely impeccable in every single solitary thing he's in. We are so lucky to be graced, live within his lifetime of extraordinary acting ability. and being consistently probably one of the most underrated actors of all time, because this man just somehow has not gotten his due for whatever reason. So, yes, the wonderfulness of Willem Dafoe knows no bounds, and I hope we get 70 more years. I don't care how that's impossible. Fuck it. He's amazing, and I want to see as much of this man as we can possibly get, because he is fucking awesome. So, yes, absolutely impeccable and wonderful in every which way. But with that, imagine a world where Willem Dafoe was in every single movie, because honestly, I'd watch it and it would still be amazing. It would be better. Not gonna lie, it would be better. It would have been way fucking better. Way better. Instead, you know, Jenny, she was the love of my life. You know, life is like a box of chocolates. Just like, oh god, that would just be amazing. Yeah, The Wedding Singer and Aaron Brockovich.
Oh my god.
Honestly, I could see
Fight Club would be amazing.
I could see Fight Club. You know, Danger.
Yeah.
It would have been better. It would have been better. Yes. But would have been better. Would have been better.
I'm not going there with them.
Again,
that would have been great. That would have been great.
But that is it for quick hits for today. Again, the quick hits were in fact quick. Let's get rid of this damn Boston. Okay, there we go. But we are now going to be getting into another part of the show. Where is it? There it is. MCU Weekly. We have so much to talk about, but Liz is going to kind of take a break because we're going to be getting into Fantastic Four stuff, and she doesn't want to get spoiled. So I'll be talking about the wonderful new film that is coming from Disney Marvel Studios on Friday. Hang on. Sorry, I had to pick something out of my teeth. So yes, so we will be getting into that. She doesn't want to be spoiled. That's fine. So I'll be getting into it. So yeah, and we're also, by the way, thanks Dan for letting us know, we're 100 subs away from 8,000 subscribers. So subscribe. But we are going to be talking about the embargo that got lifted. We are going to be talking about the first reactions that are mainly positive. According to this Variety article, this is what the critics are saying, that Fantastic Four First Steps, Marvel gets its mojo back with a satisfying retro style reboot. Cheers to that. I'm going to take a nice bite of ice cream before this melts. What it says below, the comic book studio finally does right by the popular quartet, scaling back from the overcrowded feel of recent offerings while delivering its most gargantuan threat yet in the all-consuming villain Galactus. Very exciting. Next one is from The Hollywood Reporter. Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby lead appealing new crew to break Marvel properties' 6-decade curse. Eben Moss-Bachrach, Joseph Quinn, and Julia Gardner also star in Matt Shakman's superhero adventure, in which the team must save Earth from a devourer of worlds that is not shaped like a cloud. So awesome. Then the next one is from USA Today. Fantastic Four First Steps makes Marvel groovy again in classic Bruce Campbell fashion. Then next one is from Mashable. And as the timeline suggests, one of the best MCU films in years, possibly the best Marvel movie since Endgame, because everyone has to say it's the best Marvel movie since Endgame, because that's what they always say since No Way Home. It's the best thing since Endgame. Yeah, okay. But still, they could mean general of like just best movie in years. So here we are. Yeah. But next up, this one is a little bit more mixed. This Marvel's most famous family trips over itself in MCU debut. First step promises to push the MCU out of its comfort zone, but the movie quickly retreats into a tired version of the same old story. So that is definitely interesting. So it's not just, rainbows and flowers, but, you know, um, but it just goes to show that, there's going to be a negative review here and there, just like it is for, Superman. But, yes, the Marvel Cinematic Universe begins a new chapter this week with a reboot of one of the company's most beloved properties. Possible spoiler alert, but a satisfying and stylish Marvel adventure. It also benefits from a smart script, and I can't believe I'm writing this. Really quite moving performances from its 4 character leads, being arguably the best of Pedro Pascal's releases this year, all 470 of them. So that is very nice to see. I have expressed my dissatisfaction recently with superhero films, which have to finish with AI cities collapsing. And yes, this is what happens here. But at least this finale emerges from the established story premise and works well with the tone of uncomplicated fun. So that is also nice to see. Marvel's best film in a decade. Just saying a lot, because a decade ago was like Age of Ultron and Ant-Man. So that's saying something. So absolutely great to see. So obviously you can read more reviews from that later on. But those are it's mainly been pretty positive. So, obviously we will get into and let me go into the chat for this. Marvelous, of course. Fantastic Four, Marvel, Great Blue Hope, a seeming W after multiple L's, just like DC, which is technically true. Finally, a Fantastic Four film gets great reviews. I like to think Julian McMahon would have loved it. Yes, that is another sad thing. The first mixed review. Yeah, I think Fantastic Four might do better internationally just on Pedro alone. LOL. Superman will be fine, though. I agree. And yes, rest in peace to the late great Julie McMahon. And we are going to get that in regards to the 2000s Fantastic Four films, because there is, there is something there. But it's this is what some of people, not just critics, but what people have been saying. The Fantastic Four is, pun intended, fantastic. Say that again. And the best pure MCU film since Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and that's not hyperbole. The story is clear, tight, in the family dynamic, because remember, it's all about family. Is so emotionally effective. Giacchino's score rocks, visually astounding. Galactus was great, and it's just the right amount of everything. Vanessa Kirby ate and left no crumbs. Kirby and Stan would be proud of this one. Well, virtually every aspect of the Fantastic Four has received a positive response. Most critics seem to single out the performance of Vanessa Kirby, Ralph Ineson's performance as Galactus, and the impressive visual language of the film, as realized by director Matt Shakman. It's Matt Shakman. It's Matt Shakman, right? Yeah, they wrote Mark Shakman by accident. The Fantastic Four First Step is the best MCU film in ages. Matt Shakman delivers the goods with an emphasis on character and story while still providing the most gorgeous visuals ever conceived for an MCU movie. The anatomically correct Galactus has a huge part. Love this. Fantastic Four is the most visually stunning and tonally distinct MCU movie yet. All 4 members of the main cast kill it, and with Vanessa Kirby being the standout, Giacchino's score is an all-timer, of course. Like with all of his scores, you will regret not watching this movie in the biggest theater possible. So it is, of course, coming out later this week. So get pumped for that. And with that, the Rotten Tomato score is apparently very fantastic, because with the embargo that got released, it is certified fresh at 87%. In regards to 119 reviews. Hold on, let me go back a bit. I got to click on that. So in terms of that, in terms of all critics, we haven't gotten, top critics yet. And it's only based on 119 reviews. So it could get higher, could get lower. I don't know. But actually, it can't get higher. That's not how that works. But, obviously we will see in terms of the popcorn meter when the movie comes out. Also, I'm sorry, just like side note, how the fuck does this piece of shit have 63% on Rotten Tomatoes? I've heard nothing but horrible things about this movie. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, Rotten Tomatoes. That's why it's bullshit. But with that, it's exciting. I want this movie to be good. I really, 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 really want this movie to be good. I just don't, trust it very much. But moving on to the next thing, that apparently a very old school reference that that was included in this movie, that the unreleased Roger Corman produced Fantastic Four movie is getting somebody shedding a light on it. Apparently, not only were they on the blue carpet for the Fantastic Four film, but they even have cameos in the movie. And in addition to that, someone else who showed up was Yoan Grufford, not aging a fucking day, from the original Fantastic Four movie, also on the premiere blue carpet. And here's the thing that I find to be interesting. Someone actually had a theory that since both two versions of Reed are gonna quote unquote appear in the movie as cameos, some people are saying that maybe the Council of Reeds is going to be in this movie. So maybe not. Obviously, we will have to see. I don't think so because he looks so much older now, but that would be pretty cool. So yeah, I think this is a very exciting time for being a Fantastic Four fan because you might finally get a damn good movie. So awesome, great to see it. And obviously we'll get into another back half of that. John, is Marvel back after how the recent shows haven't done well? I don't know. Obviously we will see, because we're not going to say, oh, Marvel is back after one good movie, because that's not how that works. So recently you were kind of meh in regards to FF Hype. Are you not a bit more interested? I am. Oh, now a bit more interested. After the final trailer, I was like, okay, I'm interested. It's just like, I want the movie to be good, but there's too many things that prevent it for me from being like more excited about it. So I'm going in with pretty low expectations. Yeah, like I don't want my fears to be realized, and I want it to be good, but obviously we will have to see. What are you talking about? I always like him as Lancelot in that gritty King Arthur film that was just okay. Was that the one with Charlie Hunnam, Legend of King Arthur? I think it was. I think Guy Ritchie directed it. I think I know what you're talking about. But obviously we have more stuff to get into on the Marvel's. Oh, I meant to throw this up, but whoopsie daisies. But Liz can come back. Liz, are you still there?
10-4, good buddy. Hey everybody, welcome back.
Now we're getting into Kevin Feige's grandiose fucking tell-all. So it's like, all right, okay, let's fucking get into this now. Because he dropped all sorts of bombs.
Can you say damage control? I mean, truly.
Go off? Do you want to go off, or are you
It's just a lot of spinning, man. A lot of spinning. At one point, he talks about how, the turnout for Thunderbolts was low because people felt that they needed to see all of the TV shows before they saw the movie. And he's like, I just want to stress that that's not the case. We purposely made it so that the film stood on its own aside from the TV shows. Well, babe, you didn't market it worth a damn. Yes, they marketed Thunderbolts well, but they didn't say any of that in the marketing. They didn't make it known to people that don't feel that you have to go through all the Disney Plus shows before you come out and see this. Where was that statement prior to the release of the film?
And also, he was saying oh, all the characters showed up in TV shows. No, the fuck they didn't. U.S. Agent showed up in a TV show. Literally, every other character in that movie showed up in other movies. 3 of them showed up in Black Widow. 1 of them showed up in Ant-Man and the Wasp. One of them showed up in all of the Captain America movies. So it's like, what do you mean they all showed up at TV shows? That's just wrong. That is factually incorrect. You're an idiot.
You know, and thankfully he does at least acknowledge that for a while there they were going quantity over quality. You know, but he also kind of blames others for that, saying that like, oh, you know, because Endgame and everything was so successful and we had so many characters that everybody kept telling us they wanted more, so we gave them more in the TV shows and the spin-off iterations. It's like, no, again, that was your choice because you were trying to do a cash grab. Like, let's stop. So I don't know. I've always had mixed feelings about Kevin in the first place, and just reading this, and again, trying to spin and say like, yeah, we're putting all of our eggs in RDJ's basket and we're leaning heavily on him, but eventually he's going to get recast. Eventually we're going to have a new Captain America. Eventually we're going to have new X-Men, and
we're going to get into that later.
But just miss me with all of it, because like now he's trying to give us too much information with no substance to back it up. Like, we don't have scripts yet for things, we don't have final dates for things, we don't have titles for things, but all of a sudden we've got all of this coming up in the works, and Marvel's going to be bigger and better than ever. Like, it's like y'all really need to figure some shit out.
Yeah,
I don't know, it's just disappointing. Like,
and what's
they're
funny,
they're saying a whole lot without saying anything. And that's what's really annoying.
And here's the thing. So they're essentially saying we're going to backtrack all that stuff. And like, oh, we're not going to produce as much. See, here's the thing. And then he points to Superman. It's clearly not superhero fatigue. But here's the thing. It's not superhero fatigue. I mean, there is a little bit. It's bad fucking movie fatigue. That's the reason why nobody wants to see your fucking shit.
Well, and it's constantly going back to the same well. Like, RDJ said he was done. We killed off Iron Man. Now all of a sudden we're bringing him back. Like, dude, he's put in his time. He's done 20-year tenure, however long with Marvel. Like, it's time to move on. And Gunn knew that. Again, we had that conversation, you know, before, where he had to sit Henry Cavill down and say, sorry, man, you're not the guy. Kevin Feige should be doing the same thing at this point. He needs to stop calling these actors back, having them dust their suits off, and reprising these roles that they're all tired of at this point. As much as I love them, as much as I laud them, and those movies mean a lot to me, I myself understand when it's time to move on. And it's time to move on. So
yeah. And Enterprising, I also agree with Enterprising. It's been there, done that. And part of the reason, here's the thing.
They keep giving us origin stories too, which is also frustrating.
Here's the thing. Kevin, if you're watching this, may I call you Kevin? Fuck you. I'm going to call you Kevin.
That's fair.
You say, look at Superman. It's not for super fatigue. Here's the thing about Superman. Here's the thing about James Gunn. Love him, hate him, want him to die a horrible, painful death because he's replaced Zack Snyder or whatever, blah, blah, blah. The reason that Superman is successful right now is because James Gunn did this like really interesting, jaw-dropping thing. He finished the fucking script before he started filming the fucking movie. You dunce. That's why it was successful. That's why it's doing well. That's why people are loving it, because he finished the script and not, is grabbing another screenwriter while the movie is filming to do the script for Avengers Doomsday. You dough-faced motherfucker. Like, that's the reason why Superman is successful right now, is because they finished the script before they started production. That's why James Gunn said the reason, one of the many, because there are many, that the fucking movie industry is in the shitter right now, strikes, COVID, or other reasons, yes. But the biggest reasons, and I know he directed this in Marvel, is because you don't finish a script and then start filming, because you think of the release date. All you care about is the release date. Oh, we need to get this movie out by this date. We need to finish it by this date because we have the release date. Sure, you can delay it a couple times or just delay it indefinitely like Blade, because for some reason you can't figure out that only people want to see a guy killing vampires in a leather outfit, because that's apparently just fucking too crazy for you. So you just can't figure out the idea that release dates are bullshit. And James Gunn saw the error of Marvel and is like, you know what? We can't do that. We can't survive on that. We need scripts. We need good scripts. And that's why he's like, I will personally fucking look at every script to make sure it's good so that people will go see our fucking movies, because I love making movies and I want the movie industry to actually be doing well again. And that's how you do it. And for some reason, Kevin Feige, like the genius behind Marvel, can't seem to fucking figure that out. And I don't know why. Because this dude was like the guy that was like handing Hugh Jackman Wolverine comics on the set of X-Men when the dunce Bryan Singer banned them from set. This was the guy that Avi Arad called the Marvel Encyclopedia on the set of the Spider-Man movies. It's like, what happened to that guy? I want that Kevin Feige back, not this douchebag in a ball cap. Fuck that. Give us scripts that are finished, that are good. That's like all we want. Just we want characters we want to see. We want to see quality. Why is that so fucking difficult? I don't get it. I don't want to hate Marvel. I don't want to seem like an incel Marvel hater, but you're giving me way too many fucking reasons to. And now my parents are probably really mad at me because I'm yelling. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just fed up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And you got him in trouble with his parents, Kevin. Damn it.
Anyway, I'm done. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm out of breath. I just had an entire pint of ice cream. I'm on a sugar high right now. I think that's the reason.
Take a beat, John. Take a beat. Bless your cotton socks.
Anyway, probably gonna have
an emotional week, you guys. It's been an emotional week, you know.
Anyway, that's why Marvel is failing, Kevin. Fucking stupid ass name, Kevin.
Okay.
So, in terms of the Variety article, he was saying a lot of different things. I'm sure Dan is like laughing his fucking ass off right now. But he was saying, at least in this one, in terms of the TV output, I'm still trying to have like a fucking like live stream after that. So he was saying in this that while Marvel's feature output is slowing down to at most 3 films a year, even I think that's too much. Its TV output is cooling off even further, with often just a single live action show per year. I think that's a pretty good thing to have. Like I would think you would agree with that, considering. And you like the Marvel. I know you like the Marvel shows. Like I know they're kind of hit and miss. I know you watched Ironheart, right? You said you watched Ironheart.
I have not yet. I've been working on my list for when I go on vacation for 3 weeks, and Ironheart, I just added it today actually. No, I have not gotten to it, and I still haven't finished Moon Knight, for goodness sakes, because I couldn't see on the pacing of that show. So there's still a lot that I have to catch up on, even in the Marvel verse. So
anyway, I could have sworn you watched it. Anyway, but. Yeah, so I think that's a good thing for TV. That was one of the things that bothered me in terms of James Gunn, where he was like, "Oh, we'll do like 2 like animated shows and 2 live action shows a year." I'm like, I think that's a little bit too much. But obviously, we'll see how that goes, and maybe he'll backpedal, and he's very good at that. So obviously, we will see in regards to the DC side of thing. Let the hate flow through you. Anyway. But and then he also was referencing the stuff in regards to Miles Morales, apparently.
Yeah, that's
Because I mean, he
annoying.
was talking about DEI and how that is still a proponent, which is very interesting since Bob Iger bended his ass to Taco. So that's definitely very interesting. But he did mention, like here, he said that is nowhere. He said until Sony Pictures, which holds the film rights to the character, completes its animated Miles trilogy with Beyond the Spider-Verse, Feige explained, we've been told to stay away. So that's purely for a Sony side. So obviously we will see in regards to that. But considering that the first two Spider-Verse movies were excellent, obviously we will have to see for Beyond and, the future, and if, MCU could even hold the candle to that. So obviously more to talk about. The next thing we will get into is kind of the future of all this, with the first being that, as Liz beautifully mentioned, that they will eventually recast their core cast, such as Iron Man and Captain America, which is
It's not news.
I have a
It's
love-hate
not
relationship
news.
with this news. Because on the one
But
hand,
it's not news. Like, they're not going to play these roles into their
yeah, I know.
90s, except for Hugh
Well,
Jackman.
except for Hugh Jackman.
But like, obviously they're going to want to continue to make money and make profit and make new stories off of these characters. So eventually they're going to have to be recast. Adoy.
Yeah. It's just, there's the whole thing of like, because I know people are mad, but like, I do kind of agree. It's like, they're bigger than just Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. So obviously we'll be getting those.
Is the best Chris, but yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of a, big thing. And then obviously they're recasting the X-Men. That was also a no-brainer. Obviously, we weren't going to have all these much older characters much older actors like that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s in regards to Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian McKellen.
Again, I must stress, adoy. I just can't.
So this was another big sort of thing. Obviously, but he did want to say he didn't want to mention reboot, because reboot's a scary word. It's a reset. It's going to be a singular timeline. It's going to combine X-Men, Fantastic Four, the things that were not in the MCU being combined to the MCU, which is pretty much what everyone and their brother has been saying for the past 5 years since they fucking acquired the X-Men from 20th Century Fox. So yeah, that's fucking, as Liz would say, doy. But in regards to kids, speaking of Spooderman and Johnny Storm, he said that's one of the key relationships in the comics. That is true, and we've never been able to come close to it before. Now it's in the realm of possibility, which is nice to see. But at the same time, it's like, okay, just give us a reason for that instead of just being like, let's insert them in a movie because
let's have them just randomly show up. Yeah,
like fucking Iron Man, and making Spider-Man Iron Man fucking Junior for some fucking reason. But yeah, I have, as we became saying, the X-Men and Tony Stark will be recast. Yeah, why is this news? Because it's not news. Everyone knew this was gonna happen.
Their marketing team is drunk or something. It's just I'm just so disappointed. So disappointed.
But yeah, all the things, guys, all the things.
All the stupid things.
All the lovely people, where do they all come from? Anyway. But yeah, in regards to X-Men though, Disney sets apparently a big MCU release date for 2028, and many people think it's going to be for X-Men because Jake Schreier, the director of Thunderbolts, has pretty much been all but confirmed for the director's chair of that movie, and Marvel Studios has releases for February, May, and November, not learning from the terror and mistakes from before. So yeah, we're gonna have quality. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Yeah. So a lot of people are thinking that, the first X-Men movie in the MCU is going to be coming out in 2028. Liz, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think this is true, or do you think this is just speculation?
I mean, I'd like it to be sooner, but I'd also like it to be made well and written well. So, sure, fine, but I also, yeah, I feel like 3 years from now, it's too long, it's too soon to speculate on anything.
Right.
Who knows?
I don't know. It's just like X-Men is just one of those things where it's just like,
Well, I think they're gonna wait and see how.
you
I
better
think they're
not fuck
gonna
it up,
wait.
Kevin Feige.
Well, they're gonna wait and see how Doomsday is received. I'm sure they have an idea of how the end of Doomsday and the Avengers Wars, whatever the shit, is gonna lead into the next generation of the X-Men, but we'll see. Whatever. I feel
Yeah.
like really I'm just really jaded and cynical right now.
That's fair. But yeah, we're just gonna speed through the rest of it. Kevin Feige says Marvel met with the team behind Gareth Edwards, the creator, to learn how to keep budgets low on big VFX blockbusters. Pay your fucking artists, let them go on bathroom breaks. I think that's a good start. Projects like Deadpool and Wolverine, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four were all significantly cheaper than the MCU films from 2022 and 2023. They would have been cheaper if it wasn't for the strikes. I'd believe it, but it's just like at the same time, it's like it's not fucking rocket science. It's just like time. You know what you need? Payment and time. Boom. Like I don't like the creator was like in like production for like 5 years to get all those VFX done right. So it's just like you just um time. Let them go pee. Pay them properly. Form a union. But it's just like, as Dan is saying, this whole Marvel press event felt like a page out of James Gunn, Peter Safran's DC playbook, not very Marvel-like, because they're this thing called desperate. They know they're losing money and they need to get back that audience. So it's like, let's rip off the guy who actually knows what he's talking about. But yeah, and then obviously this is definitely probably the most interesting article out of all of them, because as we all know, Bob Iger bended his ass to like, yeah, we're gonna cut down on diversity and like all that shit. Yet it's interesting how Kevin Feige's like, no. We're not doing that. We're gonna still have diversity. Bob Iger, shut the fuck up. So, do you believe this, or do you think this is just Kevin Feige trying to get those fans back?
No, I believe it. I mean, if you look through the pages of the Marvel comic books, they are very diverse. They have very diverse characters from different backgrounds. They always have. So, why they would stray from that is actually going to piss more people off and turn more fans against them. So, he's not wrong to make sure that he sticks true to the characters and to the, the images that we're used to seeing.
Yeah. But last but certainly not least, Marvel boss Kevin Feige on his future at the studio, Blade update, and why Fantastic Four needed a reboot. He was saying it's apparently a 7-year plan. It goes to, I think, 2032. Great. It's on magnets. It can move around. So that's certainly something. We'll see if it's successful. And, talking about Fantastic Four, because it's Marvel's first family, explains Kevin Feige reasons for another redo. It's in the history of our characters. They deserve to be A-listers. They were A-listers in the comics. Every crossover movie we made in the Infinity Saga, which Civil War leading to Infinity War and Endgame, which is really the Infinity Saga from the comics. The Fantastic Four were huge players in those comics, and obviously we couldn't do that then. I get what he's saying, and he's like, it's a no homework required. Go see the movie. It's literally not connected to anything that was made before it kicks off Phase 6. Hopefully that's a step in the right direction. There are a lot of left turns and surprises that happened over the last 7 or 8 years. A positive one was to finally have those characters back, and the X-Men. Just don't fuck it up, Kevin. I know you're gonna fuck it. I know you're gonna fuck up X-Men. Maybe not Fantastic Four, but I know for a fact you're gonna fucking fuck up X-Men, because I don't care what anybody says. Fox They knew how to make a good X-Men movie. Yeah, okay. They had Dark Phoenix. They had Last Stand. They had X-Men Origins Wolverine. All right. But they also had X2, Days of Future Past, The Wolverine, Logan. They had more hits than not. So, like, shut up, haters. Anyway.
Ooh, I'm really sorry. This is like, I totally just, because
Okay.
which led me to the Penguin. The crazy mother in the Penguin is a crazy mother in Eddington. Just trying to point that out.
Oh, I'm like, oh, is that Deirdre O'Connell? I saw when I was going
This is
through
how
that.
my brain works, gang. Sorry.
Such vitriol.
Just
John,
wanted to
yeah.
point that out. It was really good to see her, though. She's a phenomenal actress, so it was great to see her again in a
great.
somewhat similar role.
So yeah, this is all about how they're gonna try and be better. But again, as I've said many a times, I'll believe it when I see it. And also, like, oh, we didn't want to do Blade with leather outfits and him just killing vampires.
Why?
That's what a Blade movie means.
Yeah,
we want to see him clad with leather and killing vampires. That's literally what everyone wants to see.
Yeah, and I'm a
How
fan
are
of
you
Twilight.
this dense?
Apparently.
But apparently, until they get this shit off the ground, there's only one Blade. There's only ever going to be one Blade, and his name is Wesley Snipes.
I'm actually fine
Suck
with
it,
that. Though, to
Kevin.
be fair, no offense to Mahershala, but I'm fine.
I'm sure he would do a good job. It's just,
he would. I've got nothing against against Mahershala, but Blade was pretty great.
So, and I will say it is fucking funny. How like Feige revealed this week that while there were 4 versions of Blade in the works, 2 of them, period, one of them set in the 1930s, we landed on modern day, and that's what we're focusing on. It's like, guys, the reason people are excited to see Fantastic Four is like it doesn't take place in modern day. Stop doing everything. Like literally, Sinners is right there. It's right fucking there. Period movie with vampires, with oiled up Michael B. Jordan, 2 of them.
Delightful.
And it's just like, hello.
Yep.
It's right there.
It's
right there. Top 10 highest grossing of the year. Kevin, buddy, it's right there. It's right there. It's not rocket science.
Nope.
Just 2 fucking people get vampires. It's not fucking hard.
Yep.
I don't get why you think it's hard. It's not fucking hard.
Yep.
The only thing that would be hard about it is if you fucking made the movie properly. That would make me hard. But no, you refuse to make it properly because you're fucking stupid. Anyway, let's get off of Marvel. Because this is an MCU Daily. It's DCU Daily. So I have to give us a thanks for watching the news side of things. We are going to be getting in DCU Daily proper, but don't worry. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe and click the bell, because then maybe Lizz will finally release her feet pics. No, I'm just kidding. But
and sure. If y'all are willing to pay for him, I'm willing to shoot for him. You know what I'm saying?
But we are going to be getting DCU Daily proper, which is obviously blessed from the start.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
right there.
Hey, buddy, eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts.
Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in the stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all in the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto.
Hunka, hunka.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to DCU Daily proper. I am John, your host for today. Welcome to the show. And then, of course, Lizz is here, very pissed off about everything. But, we're going to be getting into happier things. We're getting to DC things. Because James Gunn actually knows what he's fucking doing. we need to have that as part of the thumbnail. We need to cut Lizz out and just like boom.
Hey, cut me
Perfect.
out.
No. Like cut
Oh.
out the background and like paste you on a thumbnail. That's what I meant. Because you keep freezing it that also helps with the picture. So
Oh no, that was literally me just sitting there.
So let's get
That was not solar
into DC proper. But speaking of TV shows, Kevin Feige has an answer for the TV shows, but James Gunn might have an update on TV show stuff. The first thing that we were talking about, apparently he's revealing that a DC Studios TV series is going to be greenlit soon. There's a television show that I hope we're going to be greenlighting in the next few days. Now, as we remember, the announced stuff is not greenlit. So it could be one of the shows that was announced and we're going to be getting soon. Now, the ones that we have not gotten yet for sure are Waller, Booster Gold, and Paradise Lost. So I would say if you had to throw your hat in the ring, Lizz, out of all of those and the rough summaries we've gotten over the years, what would you think is the one that is going to be greenlit? But also, would it be the same as one you would want to be greenlit if it is one?
I think it'll be Booster Gold. I want Waller myself. I really want a Waller series, but I think it'll be Booster Gold first, if anything, which could like eventually lead into the Waller series. Maybe. I mean, we still have like Peacemaker could lead us in. There's definitely other avenues to get us there, but I really want a Waller series personally myself. I just love that character. I love that whole dynamic.
So, yeah. I think that would be cool. I think Waller. I'm the opposite. I think Waller is going to happen. However, my personal favorite would be Booster Gold. Now, I know a lot of people hated the fact that like maybe Kumail Nanjiani's playing him. I don't know. I think he would be pretty good. He's not my favorite choice.
I'd be happy with it.
He was not like the best choice, but it would be very similar to Eddie Gathegi, who was promised a bigger role and didn't get it because like for some reason they just didn't want to have the unkillable mutant come back. And since Eternals failed, we'll treat you better than the shit fucks down the street, Kumail. Come on. We will treat you better. Come on. I mean, Billy Magnuson is always going to be my number one top choice for Booster Gold. However, I think Kumail Nanjiani could be pretty good. I think it's just the case of I'm not a huge fan of the race swapping aspect, but I just think he would be so good and so charismatic and so funny, and he already has the physique. So honestly, that would be awesome. I would love to see that. However, I think it's Waller because I think that was the closest to happening. I know he said that they were still working on the scripts to make them right. What a concept, Kevin. That he wants to make sure and those were kind of put on the back burner. So, and it's entirely possible that it's not one of the ones he announced and it's something else. So obviously we'll just have to wait in the coming days if we are going to get that. So I think personally that I think we're going to get Waller next because that was supposed to be what was coming out after Superman, but due to the strikes, we got Peacemaker season 2 instead because that was going to come after Waller. So speeding, fast tracking is probably the wrong word. I think James Gunn is just very focused because I feel like there's just this arc of like the Argus characters that he wants to do. And I feel like he really wants to make Waller fit in properly before it's too late. So I think, I'm not saying he's going to like take away like the quality of it all. I just think that like he wants to focus on this arc and try to like do it. And I think Waller is a big part of that.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So I think Waller is going to be next. Now, I don't know if she's actually going to be imprisoned or what they're going to do with the character, but obviously Viola Davis is a fucking legend, so whatever they give her, it's going to be great. But I would love to see Booster Gold because I think Booster Gold is a character that deserves way more love because he's just so fucking insane. Like, he's kind of like Guy Gardner, but not quite as much of a dick, depending on the version. But like usually he's like dickish, but not like huge Guy Gardner dickhead. I know both of us kind of fucked on like slept on Paradise Lost a little bit. But like, I wouldn't mind seeing that either. But I just think now that the Wonder Woman is a more of a top priority, it just doesn't make sense that the prequel series that like not a lot of people seem to care about is going to be on the forefront for them. I don't know if you agree with that, but it's just like that's the vibe I'm kind of getting. That
No, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Than the prequel series that doesn't have the character,
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you on that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
We'll see. Here's hoping.
Yeah, whatever it is, I'm pumped for it. I know I'm kind of iffy on Supergirl and Lanterns. I have my reasons, but I want to be excited for them. I want them to be good. I want them to be good so badly. So, all praise be.
I'm just excited to meet new characters. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Next, James Gunn was talking about, as Liz points to her not canon background image. James Gunn was asked if Black Adam and Shazam 2 are DCU canon due to cameos from Economos and Harcourt, and he's like, they're not canon. I hate it. Wow, just talk about vitriol. Now, as someone who has it in their background, Liz, I assume this makes you happy that they're not canon.
I just think it's a great statement. It's a really funny statement, and it just goes to show what a fan he is and how seriously he's taking his role at the helm. I love Shazam. I fell in love with Zachary Levi, and then he started like talking. So it wouldn't upset me if Shazam came back. But I think it's really funny that that's how he's choosing to address it. And it's pretty great. It's very, very on par for James Gunn.
Yeah. Also, people are calling me Jordan Vargas. John, do you think Supergirl will feature other worlds and aliens with their own language? Maybe Supergirl can have an earpiece that allows her to understand and speak other languages. Possibly. I think it would be cool to just treat it like a foreign film and just like have subtitles, because it's like people can fucking read for a little bit. I mean, everyone puts closed captioning on at home anyway, because half the shows we watch are British shows, and like nobody can understand those motherfuckers. So it's like, y'all put on closed captioning anyway. Don't act like you're better than foreign films because like, oh, it's subtitles. It's like, motherfucker, you have closed captioning. Don't lie to me. But whatever it is, I think it would be really cool, like to have those, like alien languages, but like using subtitles like it's a foreign movie. I think that would be foreign to us, but yeah, I think that would be cool. I mean, like, I'm not saying like Paradise Lost would be bad or anything. It's just like, considering that Wonder Woman's being fast tracked, I feel like they want to focus on the character that people want to see, because people want to see Wonder Woman. They loved the 2017 movie. This character has gotten a newfound popularity. So, I think they want to focus on that. And while I would love to see a Themyscira like show, I don't think that we're gonna be like focusing on that, because I think they want to focus on the character, not necessarily the world that character comes from. Not saying that would be bad. I'm just saying, like, in the eyes of like DC right now. But hello, Morkana. Nice to nice to see you. But I think this is funny. I can see why, because there was the whole thing of like, he literally just ragged on fucking Dwayne Johnson and his bullshit for wanting to take control of DC with a fucking coup. So, there was that whole thing. I still kind of feel bad that like we didn't get a Black Adam versus Captain Marvel movie, because The Rock was just being an egotistical dickhead. So it's like, oh, we didn't get that because he wanted to make Black Adam an anti-hero, which he has been in the comics a couple times, but it's like, stop acting like he's a fucking Superman villain.
It's a weird hill to die on.
Yeah. It's like, he's not a Superman villain. Yeah, he's like fought Superman, but like, he's a Captain Marvel villain. Stop acting like he isn't. You're fucking stupid. You don't know comics. You act like you know comics, but you fucking don't. So shut up. But yeah, way to go, James Gunn. But speaking of DCU canon, I don't know, the bad segue. But James Gunn says Peacemaker season 2 is about 2 dimensions. That's really the core of the show, but it's not as if one of these is old DCU and one's old DCEU and one's DCU. That's dealt with in a different way, very upfront, which I'm actually kind of happy about, because while it would have been funny and interesting to have like him going from the DCEU to the DCU, I felt like that wouldn't have made sense considering what was established in Superman, because we saw Peacemaker as, Christopher Smith as we've known him in you know, as Peacemaker, like in season 1 and the Suicide Squad here. And it's just like, it wouldn't have made sense if it's like, oh, we get this Peacemaker in Superman, and then all of a sudden, no, that's a different Peacemaker, but it's different from the Peacemaker that we saw in this picture right here. So I'm just curious how they're gonna like make it work. But I'm curious with how like they're gonna, like talk about that in regards to the idea of like the 2 dimensions and whatnot. So yeah, I think I like how they're not actually like doing that. It's not going to be like DCEU to DCU. It seems like it's just going to be DCU. He's not backpedaling. He's actually going through with it. It's just the trailers made it seem like it was something else, but no, it's the original vision and the original idea. And we're getting that in Peacemaker. So that's very, very exciting. So, speaking of Peacemaker, James Gunn announced that they are going to get an official podcast with James Gunn starting July 24th, which is almost exactly a month away from the season 2 premiere of Peacemaker. James Gunn will be joined in every episode by co-hosts Jennifer Holland and Steve Agee, along with surprise guests to rewatch season 1. Then, starting August 21st, we return weekly to break down every episode of season 2. And the trailer is on the HBO Max YouTube channel. So, does this excite you for Peacemaker season 2? Are you going to watch the podcast?
No. I mean, I think it's exciting. I think it's a fun extra thing, but at the same time, like, when did James Gunn sleep? The man needs to sleep. He's doing too much, too many things, James. It's making me nervous for him. That's all I can say. He's doing too much. At some point, there's gonna be a headline where he has a breakdown and he's admitted to some psych ward. It's just too much, James. Pump the brakes, babe. Give yourself some time. Good Lord.
I mean, who needs sleep when you have Monster? This motto is brought to you by Daniel Kahn. Anyway, but Mario Faith Warrior says, I was wondering who the president in the DCU is. Would Waller work? Maybe she frees Lex. That could be interesting, but I don't think that's the case. Because it seems like they're going to the direction of like imprisoning Amanda Waller after after the events of season 1, which James Gunn said are pretty much canon.
She'll meet Lex at Bell. What is it called?
Bell Rev.
Bell Rev, maybe.
So yeah, but James Gunn, get some sleep.
Seriously,
that's all we care about. Just get some
sleep. Good Lord, sir, he's doing too much. He's doing too
much.
But
in terms of the general DC stuff, DC has filed a trademark for Mr. Terrific. Eddie Gathegi confirmed he signed a multi-project deal, and a spinoff series is reportedly being considered, not the only one, and we'll be getting into that soon. Elite Easy also saying, please sleep, James. Please sleep.
Seriously, that poor man.
But I will say, even though I'm not one of the Mr. Terrific dick writers, I still love the character. I still love the character. Eddie Gathegi did a great job. I like what they did with him, but it's just like, in terms of Justice Gang, I'm sorry. I Guy Gardner. I'm sorry,
Well,
but
you know
like,
what? I am a Mr. Terrific Dick Rider, if that's what you're going to refer to me as, and it's fine. I don't care. I'm also a Guy Gardner Dick Rider too, though. So I would love it if they both,
just
you know.
Eiffel Tower you, just like Eddie Gathegi and Nathan Fillion, just like full
Okay,
on.
we didn't have to continue with that narrative, but I mean, call me. Anyway, let's just. Yes, it'd be great if he had a show. It'd be great if Guy Gardner randomly showed up in it, and vice versa. It'd be great if
Well,
Guy Gardner
Guy
had a show
Gardner
and
is
he
going to
randomly
show
showed
up
up.
in Lanterns, so
Yeah.
there is that. So that's awesome. But I would love to see it. I think this would be awesome. Maybe we can get some stuff for the Terrifics later on. Maybe, hopefully, I hope. Although, Maxwell Lord, quote unquote, released a statement on Twitter that, like, oh, just talking about Hawkgirl's like murder of the president of Bravia, and like how he gave like it was like a corporation apology, like her actions were of she was blinded by justice and she needed to do what she
Is
needed
that a
to
direct
do.
quote? So you really say blinded by justice?
Something like that. It was just she was like angered by the justice that like
That's
what
fantastic.
this
I'm
horrible
gonna use
man
that from now
did
on. I
to
was
the
blinded by justice,
Jarhunturians.
so
So,
I had to do what I
you
had
know,
to do. Sorry.
yeah, no, I know, Jordan. It's the Terrifics. That's because the Terrifics in the comics are Mr. Terrific, Metamorpho, and we already have two of those.
Oh.
And then Plastic Man and Phantom Girl. Now, James Gunn is kind of iffy on
So they
Legion of
branch
Superheroes.
they stray away from the Justice Gang? They branch off?
It's entirely possible if James Gunn is setting up the Terrifics. Obviously, we will see in the long run, but I think we're just focusing on Mr. Terrific right now, and it's pretty good because because remember, he's goddamn Mr. Terrific. So, hell yeah. But in terms of filing trademarks, DC has also filed trademark applications for Mr. Terrific, or sorry, Mr. Miracle. Not just Mr. Terrific, but also Mr. Miracle across multiple categories: motion pictures, entertainment services, comic books, toys, and apparel. First off, I agree with Doug Mack. How do they not already have them? First off, but second, I mean, we are getting that Mr. Miracle animated series that is based on Tom King's comic book because, as we all know, James Gunn is a Tom King DC dick writer for some fucking reason. Like, I don't get it, but
I don't know why you gotta insult all his dick riders, for goodness sakes.
I can admit when I'm a dick writer for somebody. It's just like y'all need to calm down a little bit. But
You're the one saying it.
yes, that it was. But yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, including Lizz, Mr. Miracle is part of Fourth World, aka the New Gods, like Dark Side and stuff like that. Mr. Miracle is the adopted son of Dark Side because what happened was, in order to have like an agreement between New Genesis and Apocalypse that they wouldn't start another war, is that Darkseid's son Orion was given to Highfather, who was the leader of New Genesis, and then Highfather's son, Mr. Miracle, was given to Darkseid to be raised on Apocalypse. And Orion lived a pretty good life and became a good guy, and then Mr. Miracle was burdened by trauma because, Apocalypse. So Mr. Miracle, due to him wanting to escape the hellscape of Apocalypse, he became the greatest escape artist, and he eventually escaped to Earth and became Mr. Miracle. Scott Free what is his name, but he became Mr. Miracle. So that is essentially the character in a gist. I don't know if they're going to do more with the character outside of the animated series. Obviously, we'll see. It seems like they are doing more. So, we'll see. But Liz, I know you're happy to always see new characters. So
I am.
after the little bit I've given you, is that a character you would be intrigued with, or no?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to learning some new about some new folks. So yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah. And now let's get into some Let's get into some specific Superman news. We are going to be getting into more box office stuff. It received $6.9 million on its second Monday. James Gunn Superman sees just a 46.5 drop from last week, outperforming Spider-Man Homecoming and Man of Steel. It's on track to cross 250 million at the domestic box office today. So very exciting. I'm sure, and Liz, I'm sure you're very excited to see this just constantly winning. That is until it reaches number 2 when Fantastic Four comes out. Which is the inevitability in terms of a new movie versus a movie that's
fair.
3 weeks old.
Yeah.
So, but it's gonna definitely take the number 2 spot because Jurassic World has been kind of petering out, and God knows it ain't Smurfs and fucking I Know What You Did Last Summer. So, it's going to be the superhero movies are going to be the reigning champions. As we saw, Fantastic Four, some reports say it's going to have a $125 million opening plus, which is what they were saying about Superman as well. But they were also saying it could be 100 million to 110 million. So we'll see what the number is. I think the second number is probably a little bit more realistic considering the 2 box office bombs of Captain America 4 and the Thunderbolts. So we'll just have to wait and see. I hope it's a success and I hope it's good. So that's all we can really hope for. But in terms of Superman, this is awesome to see. But in terms of spin-offs of characters that definitely deserve it, the Rizzler himself. We did talk about how Jimmy Olsen is gonna possibly get a spinoff along with Mr. Terrific, but not to talk about this, but James Gunn was wishing him a happy birthday because apparently it was Skylar Gisando's birthday today. So, from Righteous Gemstones to Vacation to a whole bunch of other things, Skylar Gisando was great. He was perfect casting as Jimmy Olsen, and I am a glorified Jimmy Olsen dick rider. So, love to see it. Happy birthday to the greatest Jimmy Olsen we've ever gotten and the Rizzler himself. So love to see it. Love what they did with the character. Love what James Gunn did. And he was one of the many shining parts of the Superman movie. And I love to see it. So as Enterprising said, happy birthday, ladies man Olsen. And Enterprising also saying, I'm keeping hope alive that Superman will cross 600 million within the next 2 weeks. I hope so too. But that's not the only birthday. Apparently his lover, well, by the end of the movie, his lover, Eve Tessmacher, it was her birthday a day ago. So not today, but on Monday, yesterday. I just love James Gunn here. He's like doing the, very amusing. But also, by the way, this is what I was talking about. This is Mr. Handsome on Lex's desk right there. That's what I noticed that on the second watch. I noticed that Mr. Handsome was on his desk. So, hell yeah. I just love that. I think that was really funny. But that isn't the only one. Apparently, the parents of the Superman cast, all of them were fucking on Halloween because there is a lot of people celebrating birthdays in July. And so not just Skylar Gisondo, not just Sarah Sampaio, but Cat Grant, played by Michaela Hoover, Rachel Brosnahan on the 25th, well, going to be the 25th in a couple days, but the 12th, sorry. That fucked me up. That because I was like, why is it the year first and then but whoever screenshot it had year first. I'm like, the 25th? No, it was the 12th. It's fine. I'm tired. It's okay. But then not just Rachel Brosnahan, but Isabella Merced on the 10th. And then Superman himself on the 8th, which is when the Prime screening was. But god damn, like everybody's parents were fucking in October because shit. We got so many guys. We got Superman, Lois Lane, Hawkgirl, Jimmy Olsen, Eve Tessmacher, who else was and Cat Grant. Like, damn. Thoughts? Have any thoughts on this?
Happy birthday, everybody.
Damn. But lots, and of course, and I guess Pruitt Taylor Vince also has a happy birthday, which is very interesting. But you know, that's great to see. But ironically, despite being DCU Daily, that's kind of all we have for you today. Boom. See, not a 4-hour show. Not a 4-hour show, just a little bit less than 2 hours. But this isn't going to be the last you'll see of us. We are going to be getting into Tier List Tuesdays, which is going to be a separate thing. We're going to be talking about, we're going to be ranking Superman actors, because we were originally going to do Fantastic Four, but we're like, let's wait until the new movie comes out so we can rank the new movie with the rest of them, just like we did for Superman. So the next Tier List Tuesday, that's going to be Fantastic Four movies, the 94 movie, the two Yoan Grufford, Chris Evans movies, the god-awful Fan Forstick movie. I might watch that just to say I, can rank it, and then the newest film. So obviously we'll be getting into that, but until then, where is it? There it is. We need to reorganize this. Thank you for watching DCU Daily. I managed to condense, Dan's 400,000 links into one, decently sized show. So thank God. But thanks for watching, guys. But don't worry, we're not leaving you just yet. We're just going to be ending this stream and then starting a new stream. So stick with us. We're going to be starting that soon. And but thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Even if you're watching after the fact, make sure to comment. Maybe your comment will be shown on the Q&A this Friday. But that's it. Thank you everyone for joining us. Yes, an Elite Easy piece. I love it when a plan comes together. Thank you, Enterprising. But we'll all see you later. We are all not only blessed from the start, but blessed at the end. And remember, look up.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see chorus.
Right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts.
Here we go. Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you really I'm doing sublime. I never wait in a stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all on the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto.
Hunka hunka.